Hey everyone, so we've got another new Maui gem here. Tons of new releases coming out since Curring took them over. In particular, tons of new releases for larger heads. Who knew? Anyway, let's dive into it and check out the brand new second Reef from Maui Gem. So we won't spare any time with this one. We're going to dive right into it. I'm pretty fond of this one. Again, you know, if you've been here any amount of time, that I tend to love the larger size sunglasses anyway. So I'm naturally going to gravitate towards this one. And it's that more squared off boxy shape. Always love it. But what we actually want to know about is the frame and not my preferences. Or is it? Let me know. We'll see. So this is the second Reef. This one is one of their Italian-made frames. And of course, under the new design team, is doing a little bit of work. You're starting to get a new heartbeat into Maui Gem with this takeover, or acquisition, or merger, or whatever they're calling it. Whatever. Frame's nice. So this one, I love the design philosophy of this one. I don't so much love the design execution of this one. The flat metal fronts are always problematic for putting prescription lenses into, so that's just something to keep in mind. If you're a non-prescription wearer, that really doesn't matter to you. Lens size on this one, you've got 59 millimeters across, which is from here to here, 17 millimeters between the lenses, which is inside of this lens, inside of this lens. A pretty large frame because it doesn't have a steep wrap to it. You're just about a 5.5, maybe a 6, depending on exactly who's doing the final adjusting that day. It's a thing, I promise. Because those lenses are definitely a 4 base, but there's a lot of wrap here in the bridge. Whatever. The overall look on these, super clean, just a very, very classic shape with that nice square silhouette and the double bar, which we are seeing is a very strong trend in sunwear this last year or so. Don't expect that to fade anytime soon. Whether we like that or not, that's another story. What's nice with this one, it is loaded up with the super thin glass, which always a fan of that. Anytime we can get it, I will take that in any frame they are willing to put it in. In this case, it's a little bit surprising with such a large lens area and a relatively large frame. Still feels really nice and lightweight on the face. Stock adjustment leaves a bit to be desired. I don't love the super hooky here. Even though it falls nicely on me, it's still a little tight even on me. So that's, you guys know, a big pain point for me with Maui is some of their stock adjustments, and that's not super great. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that and open this guy up. You'd think it would be a return coming in adjusted like that. But no, this is a brand new model straight from the Maui Gem team. That's more like it. So you can see if you're really sharp-eyed that I just lessened the curvature behind the ear so it's not quite as tight, and that is significantly better. So just know if you're grabbing this one, especially if you're a larger head to begin with, which this frame is really intended for, it's going to need some adjustment because it's still extremely short back here. That little tweak, much better. Make that the stock adjustment and quit messing with me and making me gripe about the stock factory adjustments on these frames. Again, same with the wrap on the front. You could easily open that up, fit a much larger head than it is on me, and everything already feels better with just a couple small tweaks. And this is the kind of stuff I do in my store before I ship them, so sorry. Order from me, not Maui Gem. That's a lie, don't do that, you can't do that, but you can hit the affiliate link below and order a pair of these there. You don't get my adjustment on them, but it helps a little bit. I told you how to fix it. I appreciate that little 4% we get. It's 4%. I don't even remember. I'm rambling, I'm sorry. So the other thing I don't super love on this frame, I do love the sleek temple here. The silver detailing for the Maui Gem logo on this otherwise super crisp, clean frame really leaves a lot to be desired for me. I would have loved to have seen that in a gunmetal or a matte black as well. Just a stealthy logo on this otherwise nice, cool, stealthy frame. Would have been really good, especially as we're seeing the whole quiet luxury trend take over. I just don't love the silver on the side. Sorry, silver script ain't doing it for me, guys. Also, the material difference here, choosing the lighter plastic for the temples versus the otherwise metal heavy front, not only does it kind of mix your materials so you don't get as clean and flush of a fit here as you could have, it's a little clunky to me. This is also tapered a little bit more, where this is much sharper and flatter, as you would expect a machine piece to be versus a tumbled plastic. It's just a lot of things that really kept this from stepping up to that next level. And we're still talking a $350 pair of sunglasses. Not cheap, but I have a hard time justifying little details like that being overlooked. I mean, I've seen $1,000 sunglasses with details overlooked, so who am I to judge, right? Overall design, solid. I do like that it has their proprietary nose pads to it, which is a good and bad thing. Unless you have these, you're not replacing those just out in the wild if you happen to lose one. It is that grippier material, but what I am more referencing here is that square in the back. They're not super fun to replace either. I'll just throw that out there. Fortunately, it is Maui Jim. They take care of stuff like that on the back end if you do happen to lose them. It's just unfortunate that if you're out fishing or at the beach or driving and lose a nose pad, the likelihood of a dealer just having those laying around is significantly lessened than if it were a more universal pad. For everyday sunglasses, I think that is a concern, but I don't know. I could say the same thing about some of their other ones. But here we are. All right, that's all I've got on second Reef. I think it's a very cool, fashionable frame. There's some details that were kind of missing the mark, so if you want the look, well worth it. It's the glass optics, always a bonus there. Otherwise, that's all I've got. It's hands up on this one. It's a toss up. For $350, I think there's a lot better out there, but it's also a cool looking frame. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. And if I just ruined your day, I'm sorry. I'll catch you guys next time.